Hey guys! Welcome to my channel. Today I will recap a series called Welcome to Eden. Released in the year 2022. The story is all about a group of people who are selected to be the first to colonize a distant planet called Eden. The series begins with the arrival of the colonists on Eden, where they must confront the challenges of building a new society in an unfamiliar and potentially hostile environment. As they struggle to survive and thrive on the new planet, they must also grapple with their own personal issues and conflicts, as well as the mysterious forces that seem to be at work on Eden. The series combines elements of drama, mystery, and action, and explores themes of survival, leadership, and the human condition. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this whole season. Zoa gets an invite to a festival on an island, Eden. The only downside is that Zoa can't bring A+1, but she breaks the rule anyway and invites her best friend, Judith, to go with her. But despite Zoa ignoring the rules, she and Judith are allowed to board the boat to the island. The entire thing is a very secretive affair, as everyone invited to attend the festival is told to meet in a warehouse before getting the ship that takes them to Eden. Later, it comes time for the specially selected group to get a chance to try the new Blue Eden energy drink. They're all there to celebrate and hype. The group is told that only a few people were randomly chosen to try the drink. That's not true, as there are people in control, like the blue-haired techie Micah and the de facto leader of Eden, Astrid. When the time comes, Zoa is invited to try the drink alongside Africa, Aldo, Charlie, and Ebone. They talk about what they expect to see from their chosen group, which includes Africa, Aldo, Ebone, Charlie, and Zoa. The next day, the group of 5 awakens on the deserted island. Zoa is seen searching for Judith to no avail. One of Micah's drones leads the group to a hidden part of the island that looks like a cult compound, and they're greeted by many of the other party attendees. Astrid steps forward and welcomes them all to Eden. Then, in the final seconds of the episode, a desperate Judith is seen running from Orson, who later catches up to her. David on the boat advised they turn back for Zoa and Judith, but is turned down. Back on the island, the 5 are invited into the community of Eden as Astrid and Eric roll out the welcome mat and showcase how the entire community is full of people pitching in and working together in harmony. Aldo is skeptical of the whole Eden thing. Astrid and Eric assure the group that they can board the next boat, that no one has to remain in Eden against their will. Back in Barcelona, Gabby is alarmed that her sister has yet to return, especially when she gets a message supposedly from Zoa claiming she is staying away for a while. Out of the other 4, Zoa is the only other one to become apprehensive, as she is still trying to find Judith. While searching the island, she stumbles upon Orson kissing Aloy, a deaf member of the community. Orson was the last one to be seen with Judith, but he denies seeing her. Meanwhile, Ebone bonds further with Alma, even demonstrating his piano-playing prowess, and Zoa grows closer to Nico. When everyone reunites again later, Astrid and Nico encourage Zoa to open up to the group and tell them about her story. In the final moments of the episode, Zoa wakes up in the middle of the night and sees a kid. Micah is in charge of tech on the island. Apparently kids aren't allowed on the island, and it has already been hinted that Astrid and Eric treat the people there like their children. Since it is the group's last day on the island, they decide to celebrate in style with a big farewell party. Alma and Ebone continue connecting over a meal. At the party, things get messy as Charlie and Zoa are drinks another Blue Eden, which, of course, makes them drunk. Then Charlie tries to make a move on Claudia, and she bitterly tells him that he and his friends are all going to die. Claudia was in love with Fran, the bartender who got killed in the first episode. Seconds later, Aldo rushes to Charlie and tells him he found a way off the island, but Charlie is too disturbed by what Claudia said. He sees his chance to get on a boat and he boards it. Astrid invites Africa into her and Eric's compound, allowing the influencer a chance to grow closer to the heart of Eden, and Eric, too. The next morning, Africa is blissed out in the compound, while Nico tries to convince Zoa to stay instead of leaving. They have physical intimacy on the beach. Aldo emerges from the ship and comes face to face with Brenda. Armed with a sort of gun, Brenda shoots him in the forehead, killing him. Africa sits down to breakfast with Eric and Astrid. After the previous night, Africa decides to remain in Eden. Micah helps Africa draft a message to her followers so they won't worry about her absence. Aldo has vanished and Zoa is concerned. She confronts Ulysses about this and he promises to look for him. Ulysses, Astrid and Eric organize a search party. Ebone has also been persuaded to stay in Eden. While the supposed search for Aldo is ongoing, Belle reaches out to Aloy for assistance. Aloy hooks up with Orson so he can steal Orson's card. Orson is at a higher security level than Aloy. Belle uses it to infiltrate Micah's domain. There, she looks on the database to see what Zoa, Aldo, Ebone and Africa's standing is. Aldo failed his evaluation, hence why he's now dead. Ebone and Africa passed, but Zoa's status is still pending. Back in Barcelona, Gabby and Zoa's mom is zero help. She's relapsing with alcohol. Gabby is left to find her sister on her own. She starts to learn more about Eden via David, who Gabby manages to connect with on social media. Gabby boards a bus to San Sebastian where she meets David. Ebone's powerful father hires a renowned private investigator named Brisa to look into his son's disappearance. During another evaluation session, Astrid pushes Charlie to share his past. Afterwards, Micah and Charlie connect. Frustrated with the lack of answers, Zoa starts to turn on Nico. He offers to help her understand and shows her Judith's dead body. An injured Judith is seen running through the island while being chased by Orson and Brenda. Brenda kills and kicks Judith off the cliff. Zoa grieves Judith's death while laying down on her bed. Gabby arrives in San Sebastian to meet David. David and Gabby arrive at his job and they talk about how he got invited to Eden and what happened while on the island. Back on the island, Zoa meets with Africa. Zoa is about to tell Africa about seeing Judith's dead body, but she stops herself when she notices Africa doesn't have her wristband anymore. A storm comes and all residents on the island are forced to take cover in Module 1. Back at Astrid and Eric's apartment, Astrid and Eric talk about the 15th anniversary of the Eden project that's coming up. Belle arrives at the apartment and asks Astrid if she can replace Nico as Zoa's link. Astrid grants her request. Then, we see Nico tell Astrid about Zoa knowing that he's her link. Astrid decides that Zoa should be killed. She sends Ulysses to get Zoa and bring her back to the apartment. While at the apartment, Zoa, Astrid, and Eric engage in a discussion. As they are talking, Brenda slowly walks behind Zoa and is about to shoot her in the back of the head with her gun, but Astrid tells her to stop after Zoa says she can change. Gabby decides that she's going to change the way she looks so that she can get invited to the island. She refuses to give up on searching for Zoa. Outside Module 1, Nico complains to Ulysses about him not getting promoted. Back at Micah's place, Micah and Charlie sleep together. In Module 1, everyone is sleeping besides Zoa, Alma, Ebone, and Claudia. Zoa walks over with a screwdriver to Nico while he's sleeping and is about to stab him until Claudia stops her. Ebone wanders on the island until he makes it to the cliff's edge. Then, he sees the boat carrying Judith's dead body floating in the water. Suddenly, the boat goes up in flames. On the island, Zoa and Claudia talk in their module. Claudia tells Zoa she won't report her for trying to kill Nico. She then tells Zoa that Belle got into Fran's head and caused him to act out. Then, Claudia reveals to Zoa her plan of escape, which is to leave on the boat during the next festival. Back on the island, Africa speaks with Eric and tells him she would like to host his and Astrid's anniversary celebration. Later, Ulysses and Ebone get into a fight and Ebone tells Ulysses that he knows about Judith's death. Gabby wakes up at David's house. She then asks David if he has any proof that he was on the island. As Gabby puts on the wristband, David tells her that it will light up if she's chosen. Meanwhile, the investigator hired to find Ebone looks through security footage of the night Ebone went missing. Gabby travels all around San Sebastian taking selfies and photos with random people so that she'll have enough pictures to upload to her social media account. It is a ploy to get to Eden. Later on the island, the 15th anniversary takes place. Eric gives a speech about how he and Astrid met and how the Eden Foundation came to be. A message then displays on the screen. It says, "Death to Astrid." Then, Astrid and Eric return to their apartment where Astrid tells Eric to call together the committee to discuss who will pay for the crime. After a vote, the committee decides who should be killed and Brenda and Orson are sent to do the dirty work. The person ends up being Claudia. They take her to the cliff's edge where they rub blue paint on her arm and then shoot her. The private investigator makes it to the meeting spot where the Eden Foundation picks up its guests. While looking around the building, she receives a text message of a missing persons report for May 11th with Zoa's name on the list. Zoa, Charlie, Africa, and Ebone are officially initiated into the Eden Foundation. Eric discusses the next Eden Festival while Zoa, Charlie, Africa, and Ebone receive their first star tattoo. Alma and Eva receive their second star tattoo and Ulysses receives his third tattoo. Later, Astrid and Eric argue about Africa being promoted. Eric tells Astrid not to worry because they will be going to the real Eden with Isaac soon. Belle secretly meets up with Eva on the island. They talk about Eva's promotion and the message that appeared on the screen at the anniversary. Belle says the symbol that was a part of the message was Lilith. During the conversation, Astrid tells Nico that Belle is Zoa's new link. Back in Barcelona, the investigator meets with Zoa's mom. The investigator tells Zoa's mom that Zoa went missing the same day Ebone went missing. The investigator then suggests Gabby went looking for Zoa. Meanwhile, Astrid and Micah are trying to track down who has the wristband in San Sebastian. Charlie checks out the cave where he, Zoa, and Ebone will attempt to hitch a ride on a boat. But Ebone decides to back out of the escape plan. Later, Zoa and Belle chat by the ocean. She says the reason Astrid and Eric invite people to the island is because they can't have children. Back in Barcelona, Gabby bumps into the investigator. The investigator tells Gabby that she can help her find Zoa, but Gabby declines. Later that night, Zoa and Belle share a kiss before Zoa tries to convince Belle to escape the island with her. Belle refuses to leave. David is caught by Eden Foundation members, and the investigator uses the wristband she stole from Gabby to figure out how to get to Eden. A masked assailant enters Astrid and Eric's apartment with Ulysses' key card. Before the masked assailant could stab Astrid, Eric wakes up and starts fighting the person. The person stabs Eric and runs off. Then, Astrid takes Eric to Isaac. Micah tries to pick who to invite to the upcoming Eden Festival. Later on the island, the Eden Foundation committee meets to plan the festival. Isaac patches Eric's wounds up. While getting things ready for the festival, Charlie tells Zoa that the cave is farther from the boat than he initially thought. Then, Nico pulls Zoa to the side to discuss his plans to leave the island. Then we see Charlie and Micah talking and he tells her that he plans to leave the island. Ulysses assigns positions to Zoa, Charlie, and Ebone for the festival. Belle finds Zoa and tells her that she will help her escape. Isaac walks into the module and asks Astrid when he can leave Eden. There's a close-up of a crayon drawing of what looks to be Isaac, Astrid, and Eric holding hands by the ocean. In San Sebastian, Eden Foundation members interrogate David about the wristband in an abandoned building. Later, we see the investigator packing up her stuff to take to Eden, and then she's on her way. While everyone on the island is getting ready for the festival, Africa is trying to get inside Astrid and Eric's apartment to see Eric. Africa finds Ulysses' key card on the ground and uses it to open the door. As the guests arrive on the island and the festival starts, Africa searches Astrid and Eric's apartment. When Aloy cuts the power at the festival, Zoa's escape plan is set in motion. Charlie runs to the cave, grabs the oxygen tank, and swims to the boat. In the committee room at Astrid and Eric's apartment, Africa stares at the painting on the wall and a secret door to an elevator is opened. Back at the festival, Zoa makes it to the cave and tries to dig for the oxygen tank. Ulysses finds Zoa and tries to kill her, but Ebone shows up and drowns him. Then, Aloy appears in the cave and tells Zoa to swim to the boat. Africa presses a button in the secret room and immediately, a warning notification pops up on a computer at Isaac's module, saying that a signal is being sent to space. Zoa swims to the boat and Aloy pulls Ulysses' body further into the ocean while Ebone watches. As Zoa makes it to the boat, she sees Gabby arriving on the island. Thanks for watching this fantastic series. Hope you like it. Please subscribe to my channel and like the video. See you on another interesting recap. Bye.